What you are hearing is the Commodore 64 SID chip being put through the same sort of trauma as a heterosexual Graham Norton lookalike who has just made the mistake of picking up the soap, having dropped it in the shower on the first night of his 30-year sentence. And the most grotesque thing of all is that the man who has managed to make the SID chip produce the sort of sounds that are rather like a banshee that is currently going through waterboarding torture has put his name to it. This music, and I use that word entirely wrongly, is by Jim Cuomo. I can only hope that he was never allowed to go anywhere near the fucking SID chip again. Okay. Well, hello and welcome to the next Lukozer Retro Game Review video. And for this one it is Intergalactic Cage Match, which was released by Mastertronic in 1987. And was developed by some lot called Sculptured Software. I've never heard of them, and I hope that I never hear of them again after this. So this is basically a wrestling game, but they've decided to change things up a bit by making it intergalactic. There are wrestling aliens in it. Now the good news is that when you change any of the options, one of the other things it does is end that fucking horrendous racket. So you can first of all, I set it so that there we go, so it's now me against the computer. And I will change myself so that I am, well, you can see the various different wrestlers. It's not exactly a huge selection, so I'll be this green thing here, and I will go up against one of the insect looking ones. So I'll go up against this thing that looks a bit fucking puny. And away we go. Unfortunately the music returns, but here we are in the cage. I've now picked up this alien which you supposedly can spin round, though quite why you would want to I don't know, because it doesn't really do anything. So there are supposedly a variety of moves, but they can only be used in certain circumstances, and well, I've not been able to find all of those circumstances available. Anyway, so we've knocked the fucker out, but he got up, but yeah, he has hardly any strength left. His energy bar is actually hidden by my camera, which is a real shame. So what we do, we walk over to the side of the cage and start climbing up it. And once we've done that and reached the top, the floor gets electrified and your opponent gets killed, and that's it, you've won. So what happens next? The whole thing starts again, and it is basically repeat ad infinitum. Fuckers, you picked me up. Alright, you can have some of this then, you fucking cunt. keep throwing him and do the same move over and over again because, well, it works. Looks like he's down for the count. So we'll bugger off over to the corner and start climbing. Now the thing is, you may have just noticed, just spotted me doing it before I started climbing. You can shake the sides of the cage to bring the person who's climbing up it and make them fall off. But your opponent never does that. So the instant you start climbing, you well, you can't be caught. But now, what I'm trying to do, it's not going to let me do it. I have been able to do it once before. Let's have another go. Yeah, there we go. So the fight is nowhere near over. I started climbing. The instant you start climbing, your opponent doesn't do a fucking thing. So you cannot fail to win every time. Because once you're climbing up it, you know, you've won. So, alright, so you grabbed hold of him, and tucked it in, and okay, we've done the same thing here, so there we go, and same thing here. So it's just constantly pulverising him. You can kick as well, although the kick looks more like you're trying to knee him in the bollocks, which isn't all that successful when he's lying on the ground. So there we go, start climbing up again, so that's it, because he's not going to do anything. Oh, look at that, I won. Isn't that amazing? So what happens next? Of course, yep, off we go. So let's restart the game. What the fucking hell were these publishers on, or Mastertronic on, when they heard this music and said, yeah, we'll leave that in? Right, yeah, so I'll change my character and I'll go up against a different computer character. So that one is pretty tough. Let's go up against that insect one, and I'll go up. I will be the slightly tougher looking one. Right, so let's see what difference this makes. Well, there you go. The answer is a resounding, it don't make fuck all difference. Right, so I've got him again. Looks like he's staying on the ground, so let's head over to... I was climbing up there, and then for some reason I fucking started walking or heading back down again. So he's down on the ground and he's fucking up again. Right. So here we go. So yeah, changing character doesn't seem to make any difference. So once I've won this fucking one, yeah, great. Right, so we'll start again. Now I'll give myself a weedy character. We've already seen that bloke's quite weedy, so we'll go up against... Right, we saw that... which one was pretty strong? Right, well, we saw that one's pretty strong, so let's see what difference this makes. there you go. So the answer is it makes fuck all difference. Right, so he's on the floor. So let's well, he's picked me up. But now I've started walking up the cage and he's doing absolutely fuck all to stop me, which means that I reach the top. So yeah, it makes absolutely fuck all difference which character you are. It is ludicrously easy to beat anyone. So let's get the review underway, shall we? I don't know who the fuck this is with the horns, but we'll put him up against the Hulk Hogan wannabe. And while we're doing this, let's get the review underway. So, graphics. The graphics are fucking unbelievably simple. I mean, there is an audience which comprises of 7 people. The cage doesn't really look much like a cage because, you know, well, there's no actual wire frame or anything. You can see it all going in one way but nothing going the other, so it doesn't look like a cage. The characters are all extremely blocky, and yeah, it's using the regular system font throughout. So yeah, graphically there is absolutely nothing here to make you think anything other than, wow, this is shit. Then there's the audio. I have never heard such shit music on a Commodore 64 in my life. It is horrific. What absolute fucking shit. So now I'm part way up the cage. But yeah, the audio is just absolutely... I've heard better music from any computer you care to name. Even the ZX81, which didn't have any audio, which instantly made it a damn sight better than the fucking audio you can hear in this. So he's just standing there and let me just start climbing. And well, the gameplay then, the gameplay is nigh on non-existent. You know, you just do the same few moves all the time, which is to punch and keep punching until you grab hold of him. For some reason he's now turned around the other way. There we go, so we've now grabbed hold of him, so then you just flip him over, walk away and let him go splat. You just keep doing that. Why does he keep fucking turning round? So now I've been picked up. Yeah, so... And then when you've got bored, which will happen in next to no time, you just think, fuck it, I'll just walk out the cage and there you go, and win the game. So there's really no point in actually doing the wrestling match at all. There's no progression, you just fight the same opponent over and over and over again until you hit the reset key and take yourself back to the main menu. And as I've shown, it doesn't matter which player you are, which character you play as, or which character you fight. It makes no fucking difference. None of them have any strengths or weaknesses. It's just purely a visual change. I mean, it is absolute shit. The music should tell you straight away the sort of level of quality you're going to get from this game. And then when you actually play it, you realise, yep, you were right to think that. I scored this naught without hesitation. It is a fucking load of bollocks. And I would say just stay away from this fucking load of shite. It's not cassette 50 bad, but it's not that much better. So that brings this review mercifully to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.